All right. So you want to turn this down, grounds in. Now you're going to seal this, and you want to control your ascent. So I like to control the ascent. You don't want it too fast. You don't want it too slow. I like to even the grounds as it's coming up. One, it's something to do. It's like Zen Garden. But also, it's more even on the top. It's more even on the bottom. And yeah, it doesn't really matter, but you do want them spread out. Control this ascent. Once all the water comes up that's going to, I'm going to stir to both wet all the grounds as well as create an equilibrium of heat. After that, everything is about temperature management and tiny details. All right, we turn down and we'll talk about that later. So constant pressure from underneath creates continuous particle agitation. So it's helping to release all those flavors and aromatics much faster and directly into the coffee. Air gap between heat source and coffee means that this will never reach boiling, so you can maintain your perfect brewing temperature. Every other coffee brewing method, declining temperature profile, or a rising erratic one if you're using a traditional Turkish method. So, and we are done here. As this cools, natural vacuum, to suck everything back down to the bottom, filter up top, gonna keep all those grounds out, makes a very clean cup. It's pulling all of those grounds, all of that coffee through those grounds again, so you're gonna get a more complete extraction. This nice little dome, as I mentioned before, it's forming right here, is a sign of an even extraction on your drawdown. If that is flat or concave, start over or just don't make coffee for a living. Presence of a dome doesn't indicate how good the coffee is going to be, even though this is going to be fucking spectacular. The absence of one means you've never brewed a siphon at all. That's a minimum starting point. Must have a dome. Must. This is part of the brewing process, and it's as important as everything that's happening up in the top chamber in the active brewing. There you go. And then of course, I'm going to have this because it's awesome coffee. So I always recommend preheating. I do that over here because if you pour into a room temperature cup or even a cold cup, it's going to shock the coffee a little bit, create some bitter metallic elements in your palate. The whole idea of pouring into the cup to warm the cup and cool the coffee sounds good, but really dumb. What happens is that initial layer that hits a cup, even if it's like 1 mil thick, doesn't matter. That's going to compromise that layer, and that will infiltrate your entire cup. Good coffee, you just can't rush it. So this will hit the cup hotter than every other coffee by about 25 to 30 degrees, and you just gotta fucking wait. At the shop, I have people wait between, on average, 8 to 9 minutes, sometimes 10, but typically 8 or 9 minutes before it's ready to drink. Technically, it's ready after about 6 to 7 minutes, but there's more on the back end than there is on the front in terms of flavor expression. So since there's a finite number of sips in this cup, I do my very best to place my guests in the space where they're going to get the most range of flavor. I recommend that you want at least a third of the cup to be below your body temperature. So hot, warm, cool. And you want to think about that as 40 minutes plus or minus. So definitely more than 25 up to like an hour, but 40 minutes is a good average. what I found out is on average, most people will be here for about an hour and a half when they do the siphon.